Hey everybody, this is Life Coach Sophie, and this is already episode 8 of the Truth Channel. And today I want to focus on the way you talk to yourself in the mirror. Because we have been taught that thinking highly of yourself is arrogant. And I want to, well, at least this is my truth, I want to rectify this mistake. Because I always wonder, what is so good about putting yourself down? What is so good about speaking lowly of yourself? What is so good about being incredibly humble? That is bullshit. Because you're not speaking the truth. When you're downplaying your talents, or when you're like, oh, well, today I'm not having such a good hair day, and you look amazing, actually, or, you're just saying, well, it was probably luck that I got that job, or, that I met my dream partner, or whatever. It's like, no, you should acknowledge yourself for your talent, for your beauty, for the glorious creature that you really are. Because the moment that you do, that is what radiates from you, and that is what people see, and they are attracted to you. And not because you're like being some sort of arrogant queen, like I'm better than anyone else and everyone else, because it's not that. It's just acknowledging who you really are, which is a glorious creature. You are a miracle. I am a miracle. Every single person on this planet is a miracle. And what I see is that when people don't acknowledge that, or when they see themselves as, much less than they really are, well, that causes serious problems. Because the way we feel about ourselves is what we project into the world. And so if you're very unhappy with yourself and you think you're too fat, too thin, too tall, too old, too young, too whatever, and you're constantly battling with that internally, well, that shows on the outside. The other day in my Facebook profile, I shared this question. My personal profile is Sophie Charlotte, and you can follow me or become friends. I'd love that. And I asked, what if your looks don't matter that much? Because we're making so much of what people look like. But hey, in 20 years' time, you're going to have grey hair and wrinkles and be fatter or thinner or whatever. And you're gonna die, your body is gonna perish. But what is the most important thing is who you are inside. And I know it sounds very cliche, but it's that fire that you carry with you. It's that spark in your eye. It's that enthusiasm. It's the energy you bring. And that all starts with how much you accept yourself for who you truly are. Because the moment that you don't have to battle your inner demons, you're free to just be your full glorious self and be out in the world and interact with other people, other, entities, other energies, animals, plants, whatever. You're there and you're adding to the world with your energy. And again, you're not wasting any time or energy trying to be something you're not. Because very often when we are unhappy with ourselves, it's because we think we need to look different, act different, be different. But we are the way we are. And we are a very eclectic type of person. I think for a long time, especially in our teen years, we think, I have to be this kind of person. Like, I thought I had to be a skater girl, and so everything that skater girls do, that's what I do too, because that was my guide for life. But then I actually also really liked pop music, but you're supposed to only like rock music and not like pop music, right? And so I wasn't being in line with who I thought I had to be, and I felt guilty for it. But who the fuck gives a fuck about if I like pop music and rock music? What if I like having a nose piercing and getting my nails done? Or what if I like, having romantic nights with my boyfriend and I'm a true go-getter and I'm full of courage and I go for my dream and adventures? It's like there is no one perfect description that you need to fit. It is who you are that makes you unique, and that's what that is what makes you beautiful. Your uniqueness with all your mistakes and your, your shortcomings. And because I truly believe that we are all really decent and good people inside, and that our maybe our upbringing or society or the experiences that we have bring out evil within us, for the people that aren't maybe living their best, most exciting life, because we get shaped that way. But I think when we truly surrender to who we really are, and we, get rid of all those layers that we've been taught, and we get to the essence of who we are pure love. We are pure love. That's what we've come here for, to love each other, to help each other, and to add to the world and to make it a better place. And when you are connected with that true essence of yourself, with that love, with that, excitement, with that gratitude, with that wealth, with that abundance of, the magic of life, that's when you bring forward your most creative ideas. Amazing artists, they channel their energy, and yes, sometimes they also portray maybe the hurt that they're going through, but it is because of a lack of love or something. Like the moment that they open that up, there is this channel of creative energy that comes out. And because they care so much about their art, the love is just palpable in the painting or in the song or in the other piece of artwork that they produce. I truly believe that if we let go of all the layers, all the conditioning, and all the things that we are supposed to be, then that's where you are your true, most beautiful self. And that all comes down to being a loving, generous person who just wants to make this world a better place. Correct me if I'm wrong. And how do you get to that? You get to that place by being really, really, really kind to yourself. And I think we don't know how to do that. We learn at school, like, hey, share, and at home it's like, be kind to your brothers and sisters and respect the elder, and all these rules which are very much focused on how to function well in society. But for me, we have it all backwards, because it all starts with us. If we are not at peace with ourselves, we're going to be jealous of our siblings. We're going to, disrespect elderly people. We're going to, obstruct whatever we can obstruct and maybe commit crimes or bully people. Or I remember I used to be a bully, and I hate admitting that. But it was because I wanted to impress my friend, and I wanted to look good in the eyes of other people. Had I been completely at ease with myself, I would never ever have let that evil side of me come out. And so it's of the essence that you work on the relationship with yourself if you feel that you have any discomfort in your life in any area, because it reflects everywhere. I've learned how to turn my anxiety disorder around by learning how to love myself. And it started when I picked up the book by Louise Hay called You Can Heal Your Life. And there's an exercise in there that says, tell yourself in the mirror every day, I love you. I love you just the way you are. I accept you the way you are. You are gorgeous. You are amazing. And I love you and I accept you and I forgive you. And I've done that, and I still do it every morning and every evening. And that tiny exercise has changed my life around, because the moment that I got in touch with myself and I learned to listen to myself and I learned to honor myself, I could hear the answers of my soul, of my heart, of my calling. Because that's where I heard when I asked, what do you really want? Well, first I noticed that I was really unhappy in the relationship I was in and wasn't challenged by the job I was doing, and that I really, 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 truly desired to go to Italy. And I wouldn't have been able to hear those messages from my inner me if I had still been battling my anxiety and trying to be someone I was not, or trying to just figure out how to survive. I was so busy just surviving that I wasn't able to live, because I didn't dare let go, because I didn't trust myself. Because that's what it all comes down to when you're trying to, control your emotions, what I shared yesterday about fear, it's that we don't trust ourselves, or we can handle whatever comes our way when we just let go, that we can't trust the emotions that come up, that we can't be trusted with life, and so we keep it under control and we fuck it up for ourselves. That's what happened to me, and I learned how to trust myself, and then I saw how fucking amazing I actually am. And the moment I got that and I allowed myself to acknowledge that, because hey, you know, you're egotistical, you're selfish, you're arrogant, that's not it. Arrogance and being egotistical, selfish also comes from a lack, and you're doing something in an extreme in order to make up for the lack of self-love. But the moment that you have self-love, you're so completely rooted within yourself that you're so fine with the world that you don't need to pull any evil tricks or be, you know, a person that's not fun to be around with. So it really does come down to how you approach yourself. And it takes time because it's something new, and like I said, we don't get taught this in school, but it's key. It's the first thing I think everyone should learn. It's like how to create a relationship with yourself. And like I said, it started with me, how I talk to myself in the mirror. And now when I, you know, go to the bathroom, whatever, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, you are fucking awesome. You look gorgeous today. Ciao Bella, I love you. I say these things to myself because I really feel it. And it's not because I'm like, I'm better than anyone else. It's not like that. It's just like, hey, I'm acknowledging the beautiful woman that I see in the mirror, and I'm really proud of her because she shows up every day. She has a heart and love for her business, for her clients, and she wants to make this world a better place by offering her talent, her coaching, her intuition, her, you know, being in line with herself, and then helping others do the same. I encourage people to do that, what makes them happy. And it's such a simple concept, but it's so difficult because of all the conditioning, because of all the beliefs, because of all the things we think we should be. You are amazing just the way you are. And the moment you start seeing that yourself, because I can tell you 1,000 times, but if you don't believe it, then it's just gonna, you know, enter here and exit there. So when you can see that for yourself and you can develop that relationship you have with yourself, that's where everything starts flowing and you're like, hey, life is actually easy. Life is happening for me, you know, and I can surf on the waves that come and I have everything, you know, going for me because I'm okay no matter what happens because I have myself to fall back on. And when you have that feeling, it means that you can do whatever you want to do because it doesn't matter what happens, whether you succeed or you fail, which I actually believe happens because you either win or you learn, but you're willing and you're totally fine with taking risks and taking the leap and going for what you care about because you know that you're doing it for you and you care about you, and that's the only thing that you should focus on, which doesn't mean you're selfish and fuck the whole world. It means that you put your own well-being first so you can be the best version of yourself in this world, and that is the version that we need and that we all benefit from. So it is key that you start loving yourself, you start treating yourself the way you want to be treated, and that you put your own well-being first, because only from that place can you contribute to the world. So my challenge for you is look yourself in the eye in the mirror and look for what's beautiful and acknowledge your courage, acknowledge your perseverance, acknowledge where you are and who you are now. I mean, you have come all this way. You've put in all this effort. You've really got up every day and you went for what you wanted again and again and again. And yes, maybe it's taking time, but hey, that's part of the process, you know. Be gentle with yourself, and that starts by really daring to look yourself in the mirror and appreciate yourself. Tell yourself you love yourself, forgive yourself, accept yourself. You can literally do that by speaking to yourself in the mirror and really saying what you find awesome about yourself. And there are so many things. And I think that when you learn that, and I know that when you learn that, that's when everything changes for you, because everything starts flowing, everything becomes easier, because again, what we have inside is what we project on the world around us. So it is all in your hands. Miracles will start happening the moment that you love yourself, because your vibration raises, and that's when you attract all these beautiful things into your life. Okay? So if you want to learn more about this, if you're like, hey, I think this is resonating, this is something I want to, discover more and practice with and play with, well, I have an entire program that is focused on daring to take the leap. And step 2 in that program is all about self-love and learning how to really create this loving relationship with yourself, because it all starts from there. If you don't have that, you can do whatever you want, but you're going to get back to your status quo because you will not be there for yourself. You're going to put yourself down. You're going to be stuck and feel bad for it because you're kicking yourself to the curb. We don't want that. It hasn't worked for you, and so we're going to change that. And like I said, in step 2 of my online program, Take the Leap, there's 7 steps in total, you're going to learn how to embrace yourself. And that's where you'll find a state of peace and love and gratitude that you can't even imagine. When you can access that, you can take over the world, because again, that's when you know you'll have yourself to fall back on whatever happens, and that's what will allow you to take the leap. And the next steps help you get confidence and clarity and learn how manifestation works and really face your fears and deal with the negative bullshit your mind comes up with. It's so full of precious techniques that I wish I had this program when I was suffering from anxiety disorder, because I've collected everything in there that has helped me throughout the years getting to where I am today, feeling really, really comfortable in my own skin, being really excited and happy about my life, and so grateful for who I am and who I've become by always going for what I truly desire and just being really happy about that. And I wish that for you too. I'm going to leave the link in the comments below, so check out the program, see if it resonates with you, and if you get it within 3 days, you get it at half price. So that is also a great way to make it easier for you, and you also get a 30-minute bonus session with me in which we get to connect just like this, and we'll dive into what it is that is keeping you stuck particularly. You deserve this because your bigger life is out there, that life that you sometimes have visions of. I remember seeing myself in my mind's eye, being so happy I could die. And then a few years later, I find myself cycling over a bridge in Florence and feeling so happy I could die. It is possible for you, but you got to take the first step. And this program will start everything going for you. I've had my clients who've invested in this, and miracles have happened for them because they've started saying yes to themselves and to their dreams. And this is possible for you too. It's going to add to your life in a way you can't even imagine. So I'm so wishing for you to give yourself that, because it's what you deserve. Check it out. I'm going to put the link in the comments, and I'm going to call it a day for today. I want to thank you for being here, and I want to wish you a glorious day and love yourself. Talk to yourself in the mirror the way you would talk to a best friend, because you are your best friend. And when you get that, you're free to do whatever you want. Thank you again. Wishing you lots of love and courage. This is Life Coach Sophie from the Tuscan countryside, and see you again super soon on the Truth channel. Goodbye, everybody.